Hey guys, welcome back or welcome if you're new. Today's gonna be a very chatty video. I don't even know where I'm gonna go with this video, but I do know there's a lot on my mind that I wanted to share with you. Not only about the channel, but about me, about my planner lineup, journals. It's gonna be a very chatty video. I don't know if it's gonna be a long one. I just know that there's a lot that I need to just externalize because I feel like my mind works in a way that I have so many thoughts and so many things that are just kind of like a jigsaw. If you think of a jigsaw and all of those pieces just scramble, they don't make any sense. And when I actually talk about each one of those pieces that's on my mind, or if I journal, or if I put pen to paper, I actually can start making some sense out of that chaos and that madness that's inside of me. So the video today is just to give you some updates and to talk about planners, notebooks and all of that good stuff. To start off, I wanted to show you what I recently got at Michael's. And if you're not in the US, Michael's is essentially a crafts, and I call it the hobby store, but it's essentially a store where you can find a lot of things for crafts and hobbies and things like that. And they already have a lot of Halloween decoration and Halloween themed things being sold at the store. And I found some cute ephemera. And I know that usually ephemera, you're supposed to collect them, in your day to day. People give it to you, or if it's a receipt or something like that. But I saw those Alice in Wonderland ephemera, and I think it's for junk journaling, but I thought it was so beautiful. I'm gonna be honest, when I bought it I thought they were stickers, but it was written on the package ephemera and I didn't read it. I thought they were stickers, but it's okay. They have some in, I think this is what, acetate, some in like a cardstock, very thick. And this is so cool. Like, they have the Drink Me, the Mad Hatter's tea shop. There's one that I'm gonna show you. This, I love this. I am under no obligation to make sense to you. I feel like I'm gonna just use that as my, I don't know, like I'm gonna tattoo that on my forehead, because this is something that sometimes I feel like I just want to tell people I am under no obligation to make sense to you. My mind does not make sense. So, but if I put it here and just like put some tape on it, because this is really cool. There's a rose. Oh my gosh, I forgot what the cat is called. My memory is not very good these days, which is another thing that I wanted to talk to you about. Work has been so stressful and all over the place that I'm having serious memory loss episodes. It's kind of ridiculous. My team sometimes tells me, oh, remember yesterday that you said XYZ, that we were going to do blah, 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 blah. And I have absolutely no recollection of what I said or what I told my team that we were going to do the day before. And sometimes, if it's a one-off, that's fine, that happens, but it's been happening frequently and a lot, and I'm starting to get very concerned about how foggy my mind is, how my memory is just not working, and I can't seem to just function very well. And I think a lot had to do, while I'm talking, so you guys don't just see my hands not doing anything, I'm gonna go through the ephemera that I got while I talk about why I think that is. I honestly think it's because I'm going to Brazil. For those who don't know me, hi, I'm Ren, and I am all over the place. Well, I'm gonna go to Brazil. I'm from Brazil. My parents are still there, and I'm gonna go to Brazil in November, and I'm gonna spend 2 months there. And I don't want to talk too much about what's going to happen in Brazil, but the reason why I'm going to spend 2 months is because I have something very important that I'm going to do there. And this is just bringing me a lot of anxiety, not only because of the trip, but also, it's not that I'm afraid of flying or anything, it's not that, but it's just, with every trip, there's a lot of things that I need to bring to my parents. There's a lot of things that I need to buy, a lot of things that I need to do, to think about, and it's just a lot. Plus this big thing that's happening while I'm in Brazil, which I'm gonna tell you all about it later when the time comes. It's just things that are really stressing me. Oh, this is really cool. That are really, oh, by the way, there's nothing on the other side of those cards. It's really stressing me, and work has been, I wouldn't say that it's been really stressful, but there's a lot of stress, more than usual. And oh, this is so sick. This is really pretty. And I think it's just a combination of a lot of things that are happening in my life, which is just causing me to have some memory loss and to just not have any recollection of the things that I do, the things that I say, the things that I tell my team that I'm gonna do. And I'm just struggling at the moment with this. And let me actually put to the side here. And I feel like I need to do something about it. But anyway, I digress. So I also got some Alice in Wonderland stickers. This is a sticker book, and it's really cute. I usually don't buy sticker books at Michael's because usually it's like Happy Planner or things that I don't care about. Very like, I don't know, not my theme. But this Alice in Wonderland is just, it's really pretty. And I love this page. This page is actually my favorite. And I have a lot of things Alice in Wonderland themed, which I really liked. So I'm gonna put this to a good use. And following the Halloween theme, I also got some, it's a paper pad, so it's just paper, there's no sticker or anything, but I just thought it was really cool, very gothic and very dark, and just something that I'm gonna do something with it. Maybe I can just punch it and put it in my rings planner, which is something that I actually need to talk to you about. Guys, you have no idea what's going on. The last thing that I got at Michael's was this Edgar Allan Poe type of book box. And it's a box that has, it's kind of like velvety inside. And I love Edgar Allan Poe. And I don't know, I just love this box. It's really cute. All right, so let me have a sip of my Prosecco. I'm not gonna show it on camera because I don't know if YouTube allows you to show alcohol on camera, but honestly, I love to have Prosecco, especially during the weekend when I'm relaxing and playing with my planners and journals. I just love to have a glass of Prosecco. But yeah, so these are the things that I got at Michael's. I also got this candle. This is tobacco and amber, and usually I'm not a huge fan of tobacco and amber candles, but this one smells really good, and it goes really on brand with my office. I don't think I've ever told you, but I have two offices. So I have this office over here, which is my hobby, my gaming office, and everything is very dark. Everything is very somewhat gothic, but still me. The walls are almost black. I actually think it is black. Someday I'll show you. Actually, let me see if I can put like some clips of at least my little planner station so you can see. And I thought that this candle was very fitting, and it actually smells really good. And it wasn't that expensive for a candle this big. I also like the container. It's a glass container. But all right, so what I'm gonna do is go through steps. So the first thing that I want to talk to you about is I bought a printer, and with that printer I got sticker sheets, and with that came a whole tsunami and storm of me printing my own inserts and going back to a rings planner. Which is ridiculous. I told myself that I wouldn't go back to a rings planner, And here we are. So I want to talk a little bit about what happened, why I even have a rings planner, and why I don't use it, and what happened. So last year I got this rings planner. This is an A5. This is a generic brand on Amazon. They don't sell this one anymore, but they do sell this style in light blue. If you want to check it out, I'm gonna post the link down below. But I actually really love it. Like, I love this rings planner. It's an A5, and I decorated it. I got a couple of I don't know, oh my gosh, what do you call it? Inserts and a couple of things from cloth and paper. And this is the A5 card that I got with my sterling ink, the year calendar. So I just punched it and put it here. I have, so this is not set up in a way that follows what the inserts are essentially, but I got this last year, and I really thought that I was gonna use it, that I was gonna be a rings planner girl, and I didn't like it. So I got the dotted paper, and I got all of the inserts and this and that, but the inserts were not something that made sense for me. By the way, my mom, she's so pretty in this photo. This is me when I got married, and this is me in 2024, December of 2024. And here, this is me when I was a kid. I love this photo. It's just the epitome of who I am still as a person. You know, the crossed eye. I mean, I don't have crossed eye, but in this photo, my eyes are crossed. I don't know why. And, you know, I have like ice cream all over my mouth, and I'm just happy. And I think I was being silly in this photo, and funny, I actually think that I remember this photo. It's kind of like a out of body experience. I can see myself from outside of my body when my parents were taking this photo. It's kind of like a really weird experience, but I can actually, maybe it's just my mind making stuff up, but I feel like I can actually remember when this photo was taken. But anyway, I digress. Here I have just kind of like a few cards, and I put some pockets on the back here, but I don't know, it's just very very messy, very all over the place. This is a photo of my other office. I'll see if I can insert a photo here in this video, or I can do a little tour some other time. But anyways, so I was saying, so the rings didn't work, right? And as you can see, my brain is not making any sense. I'm just babbling, and like I'm having issues forming sentences and forming words, which is just, it's not even because English is not my first language. It's just that my brain hasn't been working, and I don't know why. This is also me when I was a kid, and I just love this photo. Okay, so the thing is, right, so I tried having a rings planner, and I thought that I love decorating a rings planner. I love making it my own, and I love just making this my personality and just putting my own spin to it. But when I got the inserts and I got the dotted paper and all of that, I didn't like it. There was something about it that just didn't make sense to me. Just one second, I'm gonna take another sip of my drink. And I never used it, right? So I think that I used it for a month, and then I just put it to the side. I got my sterling ink A5 and called it a day. But when I got my printer and I started printing stickers, and I actually have a sticker here that I printed. This is a book that I'm gonna read, The Tenant by Frida McFadden, and I printed a little sticker with a cover because I wanted to just journal about the book that I'm gonna read. And I was just like, you know, messing around with the printer and the sticker paper and all of that. But when I printed my stickers, I actually just printed this afternoon a whole sheet of the Coffee Monsters Co. digital file. This is the dumpster digital file, and I bought it today. and I printed, and it's so absolutely beautiful. I don't have a silhouette or a Cricut or anything that can actually cut the stickers, which is another thing that I'm gonna say. I think I'm gonna buy a silhouette or a Cricut, because cutting stickers by hand is something extremely taxing on my mental health and my hand. Like my hand at the end, by the end of a whole sheet, depending on the amount of stickers, like example this page, my hand is on fire, and I don't think I can deal with that. But since I was printing my stickers, I looked at this planner and I said, why not make my own inserts? And let me tell you that just put me in a hyper obsession, hyper fixation. And this whole past week, I was spending hours and hours and hours making my own inserts. And I'll tell you, I like it. But right, brain, please work. My brain is just all over the place today. So it's still a work in progress, especially the monthly view, because it was my first attempt and I haven't touched that page since then. But I wanted to try to move away from my sterling ink and just go to a rings planner. So I made this calendar view. I don't think I like it because I don't like, this is the Kuyoku. I'm gonna put it down below. This is the paper that I got. It's in A5. It's not punched, but it's in A5, so you don't need to cut or anything. It comes like, let me see if I can get like a plain sheet. I have it here. So it comes like this. And then I got this 6-hole puncher. Actually, stay with me. I'm going all over the place. So this is the best, like, what is this called? Puncher that I've ever used in my life. So it has, I don't think you can see it. Actually, let me unlock it. All right, so it has the sizes over here. So it has A5, personal, desk fax, agenda, A6, pocket, and mini. And it just, hold on. You just move it around to the one that you want. And then on the back here, you have the same sizes. It goes up to A4. And what this does, not like that, but it lines up the paper, right? So for example, if we go to A5, here, it lines up the paper so you get the perfect direction, like the holes lined up every time. So this is really, really cool. I wanted to show you that because I've never seen a puncher like that. And it's really good. I'm going to put the link down below. I got it on Amazon and it was not that expensive. Okay, so I tried making my own monthly view. I don't think I like it. And then I went on making more inserts. So I made a habit tracker. I made a month overview. And then I made a week overview as well, like a weekly spread. And let me get my actual planner, my sterling ink, because I want to show you something that actually made me want to try something a little bit more minimalistic. So this is how my spreads look like, right? So it's very maximalistic and maximalist anyway. And it has a lot of stickers, and because I'm so stressed and because my mind looks like this, literally like a lot of stickers, a lot of things happening at the same time, when you look at, there's no place on my spreads that you look at and you feel restful, you feel at peace. And this was a little bit too much for me. I love it, don't get me wrong, I absolutely love it, but it just got to a point that I couldn't. I needed something very, very simple. I needed something that didn't have a lot of stickers, that was just simple. So I played around with it and I actually like it. I'm not gonna lie, I do love a book, like a planner. There's something about the rings that sometimes I look at it, I'm like, not sure. Let me go back to my sterling ink. But granted, think about it, right? So this happened in the course of 5 days, less than 5 days actually. Let me think that through. So I think over a course of like three or 4 days. And I printed a whole ass spread the whole month. And I stacked the weekend because I don't do much on the weekend. There's no actually schedule that I follow, so I just put, from 2 to 2 hours, and I stacked the weekends. And when I printed that, I really, really liked it. I'm like, holy guacamole, this is what I needed. This makes sense for me, right? I don't know why this page is out of order, but anyways. And then I'm like, okay, so why don't we go ahead and create a commonplace spread? So I went ahead and created my index, and I glued 2 pages together. I think Megan Rhiannon does that. I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing her name wrong, but she uses this paper, and I think she puts 2 papers together, 2 sheets together, or she folds it in half. I don't know. But I made my index page, and these are some cloth and paper. Not this, but this is cloth and paper. This is just a Jo Malone perfume that I got. And I printed my first Commonplace entry about Commonplace books, right? I thought it was very fitting to have the first entry be about Commonplace, because what better way to start a Commonplace book than to talk about Commonplace? And I think the one thing that I'm finding a little bit difficult with commonplacing is that I bought this Sterling Ink N2 to be one of my Commonplace books, and I do everything by hand. I'm currently reading the 48 Laws of Power, and I wanted to do a little summary of each individual rule. And I'm on, not rule, law. And I'm on law 3, and it takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of time to read the book, highlight it, summarize it with my own words, and then write it down. And I love it, don't get me wrong, I'll keep doing this. But there are a couple of things that I don't need to write it by hand. And a Commonplace entry about Commonplace, I thought I didn't need to write it. It was more for kind of like that intra page than anything else. So I kept on thinking about it, and I think that maybe I can have a mix of digital and analog for my Commonplace. If there are things that I want to write down and just really fully study and write it down and do the whole shabam, then sure, I'll do it. But there are a couple of things that I want to have it in my book that don't necessarily mean that I want to write it down. I just want to have it in my files for a later reference. So, and I was playing with my printer as well, so I just printed this. I don't think there's anything in the back, but I printed this. All of those inserts that you're seeing here, like dividers, what was that? Dividers, I did it in Canva. This is my CAD. And then I went to Office Depot to print it, like when I got my planner way back when. All right, so I did this, and I didn't do anything else because I'm playing, right? So I'm playing around with this system. And I'm like, okay, so we have the weekly, we have the monthly, we have the Commonplace. Why don't we do the journaling here, my morning pages? Oh, this is a Sterling Ink card that came with my order. And I like these tabs here because you can put stuff inside. And I just put a card. I don't even know what card this is, to be honest. I don't remember, but I also have this one from Charleston. This card is, I think, from the 50s or 40s. It's really cool. It's a place in Charleston that sells those postcards from like the 60s, the 40s, and they're like real cards. I think it's someone that had thousands of those postcards, and they just gave it away to this place. I think it has the year here, maybe not. No, it doesn't, but it's a very old school postcard, and I love it. Okay. And then I'm like, all right, so if I did the Commonplace, I did the weekly, I did the monthly, why not do the morning pages here as well? So this is my dividers, my husband and I. This is really cool because my friend got married at Epcot in Orlando. And when you get married at Epcot, and it's I mean, I don't know the rules, but it was a morning wedding, and the whole Epcot was closed, and it was just us, and we got to walk around Epcot and go to a ride. We went to the Frozen ride, and it was kind of like the whole Epcot closed just for us, and I love this, so I printed this. All right, so I called my morning pages Reveries, and I just wanted something archaic, something that is not very much used. And reveries essentially means the condition of being lost in thought, daydreaming. It's an old way of saying daydreaming. And I call this reveries, and I wanted to bring my morning pages, which I currently do in my sterling ink. My morning pages are, hold on, not these ones. These ones, yeah. All right, so let me get the good pages here. So, all right, so these are my morning pages, right? So every morning I journal and I decorate my pages, and I do one page per day. Sometimes I'll do two, but it's very rare. And I just love journaling, and I love the Sterling Ink book to journal and do my morning pages. This is the Commonplace. I don't think I would do the planning and the journaling on the same book anymore, but so I journal, right? And I'm like, okay, so why don't I do the morning pages and the journaling in the Rings planner? So I printed, this was a test page. As you can see, the insert is, it's so hard to print double-sided. I got a system. Maybe I can do a video about it. Let me know in the comments below if you want me to do a video about how I get the double-sided right every single time, because I wasted so much paper trying to figure it out until I did something, and I never, ever, ever get it wrong anymore. It's beautiful. So let me know in the comments below if you want me to do a video about that, how I print double-sided without wasting paper. So I tried this insert. The graph was too dark. I kind of didn't like how this one turned out. This one was okay. And this was two stickers that I printed in sticker paper, matte sticker paper. And then I printed another graph paper, a graph layout that was a little bit lighter than the previous one. But as you can see here, this is too much. The way that I journal, I think that I talked about that. I like to highlight the theme or what the most present topic of my pages, and what I do essentially, I just kind of highlight them with my Tombow, like rain in the morning, planner lineup, super happy, I don't know, I am fine, I will be, planners and notebooks, joy. So when I look back at those pages, I know exactly, not necessarily what I was talking about, but at least the mood and what was on my mind. And then I just thought this was too much. Something has been happening with me that an A5 feels like I'm drowning. It feels like such a big book, which is insane because I come from the bullet journal. I have my Sterling ink in A5 that I absolutely adore. But lately, because of the stress, because of my memory, I don't want to say memory loss, but because my mind is just not working right, the A5 seems so big and just so much for me at the moment that even the Rings planner, because when you do the inserts, the page ends up being a little bit smaller, because of the margins, and because of the rings, themselves, it's kind of like, I would say that it's almost like an A5 slim depending on the margins, but even then it was too much for me. And that led me to a decision, which was to try a personal size. And this is a very, very low quality. Actually, it's kind of, for the price, it's really good. This was $10. But it's just like a very generic, random personal rings binder planner. And I got some pre-punched personal paper. And it's very thick. I really like it. I got a pre-punched personal paper, and I thought that I would do what I currently do. Where's my A5 book? My A6. So usually I write about my day on my A6 book. And this is something that I started in August. So I just write about my day, how my day went, what I'm doing, something. Because the morning pages, I do them in the morning. And this, I usually do it throughout the day or at night. And I don't do it every day, just when I want to. So what I thought about, I'm like, okay, so since I'm trying the rings planner, I'm gonna try the personal size because it's compact. And I'm loving compact planners. I'm so in love with this A6 size notebook. And flipping the pages just brings me so much joy. I really, really love it. I'm obsessed with this. So I'm like, okay, so let me try the personal size. So I put the sterling ink card here that came with one of my orders. And I call this interstice. I think it's interstice, actually, interstice, which is a small, narrow space or gaps that lie between things, or a short interval of time between events. See, my mind is not working. I'm incapable of reading text on a page. So interstice essentially means small, narrow spaces or gaps that lie between things. And I thought that this was very fitting because I have my morning pages, I have my planning, and then I have this A6 book that it's the in-between. So the in-between my planning and my morning pages lies my daily entries, my A6, my little book of whateverness. I just put whatever I want here. Because I feel like my morning pages, if I bring them again, because I'm a visual person, I need to see things, especially when I'm showing people what I mean. My morning pages, they are very almost performative. They are very decorated. They are very neat. They're almost too perfect. And I needed something to not be this perfect, although, okay, you can tell me, hey, but you decorate your A6, but it's not perfect. It's just whatever. There's no order here. I know that maybe in the video it looks like there is an order, but there's no order to this. It's just, there's text here and then down here, and then this goes all across the page. Then there's a little bit here, and so there's absolutely no order. And it's just like random notes. Or, oh, this is funny. Notes, we ordered food and they sent us double the amount. We received 4 meals. So it was funny because I ordered something and my husband ordered something, like DoorDash, Uber Eats, whatever. And they sent us double. So I got 2 of my order and he got 2 of his order, although we just ordered 2, 1 of each. So, it's just random things that I write in this A6 that I thought that I would bring it to the rings planner. So I got a personal size because I wanted to give it a try. I didn't know what a personal size was. And I did my inserts as well. And I even thought about selling my inserts, putting them on Etsy or something, because they came out so good. But there's a little bit of a trick when printing some of them that I think people would complain. Because sometimes you don't do actual size on the printer when you're printing it. You have to be fill the entire page, because I'm not a designer. So the fact that I even put this together, it kind of baffles me, to be honest. So this is my period tracker, TMI. Hello, my name is Ren Adams. This is a little bit of TMI for you. So this is my period tracker, and then I have a September tracker. I don't know why I put the yearly tracker in like September, like because September is gonna end and I'm stuck with the yearly tracker. So I may have to reprint this. But you have the months and you have additional info at the bottom here, the days. And you know what's funny? This is kind of like very random, but I don't know if the camera is gonna pick up. But do you know when you lay out the months like this, there's a Vine or a meme or TikTok, whatever it may be, that someone is like, geez, January, February, March, April, May, June, Jason Derulo. Because the letters from July to December, they spelled Jason D, and then he was like, Jason Derulo. To me, that was so funny. So every time I look at the year laid down like that, I'm like, Jason Derulo. Anyway, so I did just like a plain grid page. I didn't want to do anything fancy and no indexing or anything. And then instead of putting Ren Adams on the side, I put scripted hours because it's my brand now. So I put scripted hours just to brand it. But before I was doing Ren Adams, and I think like it doesn't make any sense because this YouTube channel, the Instagram, by the way, I created an Instagram, so make sure to follow me there because I'm posting a lot of reels, a lot of my actual planners and setup and all of that. So I would love to have you on Instagram. It's scripted hours here on YouTube as well as Instagram. I'm not on TikTok yet. Maybe I will be. I don't know. Leave a comment down below. Do you use TikTok or Instagram for all of the planner and journal content? Because I use more Instagram. But leave a comment down below if you use more TikTok or Instagram. So when I was writing down the entries on the personal size, I thought it was too little. Because I love the AC. I love the fact that the A6 is a little bit, I wouldn't say square because I know this is not a square, but you know what I'm talking about? It's kind of like, it's not too narrow, and the personal just feels a little bit too narrow, but I like it. It feels so compact. It feels so good. But I actually, let me see here. I actually put, for instance, yesterday, I had to write it on 2 pages because I just didn't have enough space. Oh, sorry. I thought I was going to have a hiccup, but I didn't. So I didn't have enough space, so I just put it on 2 days. And then I'm like, okay, so what if I get a personal wide paper, which is what I did. So I got a pre-punched, and everything that I'm talking about that I can find links, because I almost get everything on Amazon. So I will put the links down below because everything that I get is from Amazon at a very good price, so you can get it too. And I got a pre-punched personal wide paper, and the personal wide is bigger than the A6, which I actually didn't know. I don't know why I didn't know that, but I didn't know the personal wide was bigger than A6, and it almost feels like a B6. It's almost like it's an almost their size, almost B6. I was like B point, I don't know, B point, way, the bigger the number, the smaller it is. So it's like a B7.5. I don't know. I have no idea what I'm talking about. But I bought a personal wide insert, and I printed the same graph paper, which is funny because the paper actually, they're a little bit like 2 different colors. This one is white and this one is off-white. Like when you put the 2 of them together, especially with this warm light. It almost feels like the personal has a little bit of a pink tint to it, and this has more of a neutral tint, but it doesn't bother me that much. But they are not the same color, just to be aware. But I printed a graph paper and I gave it a try. Today I'm not having the best day because it's the first day of, that time of the month. So I'm just struggling mentally, and with everything that has been happening with stress and anxiety, because I'm going to Brazil, the big thing that's happening, there's a lot of things that are just not allowing me to have a good mental health state at the moment. But I printed the personal wide size, and this is just, I don't know why, the paper came with this on the back, and I'm using it as kind of like a surface to write in, because I don't like when the pages are in the binder, in the cover, when I write on them. So I slit this part here so I can put it in and out very easily, and I use this just to put the paper on it so I can have something to write on. But I printed the graph and I put the margins so non-existent because I wanted all of the space. But I think I don't know if I like this. I don't know if I like the margins to be so thin. I think I like a little bit of room to breathe. Leave a comment down below. Do you like when your margins are extremely thin, or do you like it more when there's a space to breathe? Because I feel like this is just too much. Maybe if I can take 1 or 2 rows and 1 column, I think it would be enough. All right, so I printed my graph inserts on the personal wide, and I think I'm giving it a try. So this was my first day trying the personal wide, and it kind of fits, but it has a little bit of overhang, so be aware if you buy the same planner cover just to try it out. Be aware that the personal wide does leave a little bit of overhang, which doesn't bother me because this was $10 and I'm just giving it, trying it out. But I don't know, I'm still debating whether I like the personal size or the personal wide, because the thing about the personal wide is that this is not a very common size to find things for. I know that Moturn has the personal wide cover, and Cloth and Paper does personal wide inserts. And I know that a lot of brands, especially on Etsy, they do personal wide, but personal is so much easier to find. But anyways, not the point of the video. So I'm trying the personal wide. I do think I want to put the margins a little bit bigger, kind of like what I did with the personal. But the thing is, right, since the A5 is feeling so drowning, I really wanted to do the weeklies and do everything in this personal wide paper. So what I did, oh my gosh, I think my light is gonna die. It has just 1 battery, so I'm gonna try to wrap it up. Okay, so what I did is I did my weekly insert on the personal wide. So I don't know if you can see it, but it's really, really small. You can barely see the time. It's from 9 to 8, and then on the weekends it's from 10 to 8 on 2-hour increments. But I did the weekly on the personal wide, and I have to say that I'm loving it. This is what I need right now. I need something small. I need something clean. I need something minimalistic, and I need something that gives me some space to breathe, that gives me some peace and quiet. So this is what I did this weekend. I'm putting this to the test. I don't know if I'm gonna keep using the personal, if I'm gonna use the personal wide. Maybe I'll redo this insert just to give a little bit of margin. Maybe that will help me. I think this is too much for me as well. I really like the personal, and I think what I'm gonna do, at least while I give it a try, is one day, I'll write my daily on the personal, one day on personal wide, because it's what I need on that day. Maybe I just need a little bit of space, maybe I need a lot of space. So for now, I'm just gonna wing it and see if I like it, because my point is, Sterling Inc. just released the 2026 planners, and I really don't know what I want to do with my planner system. And before I go, I was also, I don't have it here right now, but I was also seeing if I'm gonna go back to my bullet journal. This is a brand new one because I really wanted to go back to bullet journal instead of using a planner like Sterling Inc. But I still don't know what I'm gonna do for 2026, and I'm trying the rings planner because maybe this is something that I'm gonna go with, especially the personal size. But I'm just giving it a try because the A5 is just, it just feels too much for me at the moment, and I think mentally the A5 is, it just feels like I'm drowning, and I don't want to have that feeling anymore. I really need something clean. And maybe I can even go to an N1, because this is a planner I ended up not using, but I also did a little daily page as a test page to see if I wanted to go with an N1, which is a traveler's notebook size, the TN, I think, the standard. I don't know much about that, but it's the traveler's notebook standard size. And I wanted to see if maybe I can get this instead of the A6 or instead of the rings. But so far, the personal rings is just winning my heart, especially because now I have a good printer that prints stickers, that prints, cool graphic, and just things that bring me a lot of joy, and this is what I need at the moment. So I don't know what I'm gonna do. I just know that right now the personal size seems to be what's working for me at the moment. And again, this is just for the past 4 days, but this is what I'm gonna use or give it a try for the next couple of days, a couple of weeks, to see if I like it. And if I do, maybe I can think about whether it's the personal wide, and what I'm gonna do for 2026, because as of now, it's just, I thought that I knew what I wanted, but since the A5 feels like I'm drowning, I really need to find something that will work for me. And the fact that I was able to put the weekly spread on the on the personal wide in a way that I can still write on it just brings me a lot of joy. Again, stacked weekends, but this is so perfect. I'm thinking of selling this because it's just chef's kiss, but I don't know. This is so rudimentary that I don't know if people would like it. But yeah, so these are my thoughts. This is where I am, and I wanted to start a series here on my YouTube where we just chat about what's on my mind, what I've been thinking about, and what I've been doing, showing you things that I bought, and just really chatting with friends, which is, I know it's gonna sound really, really sad, but it's not something that I do. I don't have a lot of friends, especially friends in the planning community. So thank you for watching, if you stayed until the end. And of course, as always, subscribe if you're not. But I think this series is gonna bring me a lot of joy because I can be myself and not having to perform or just put a filter on me because I want to portray something that maybe it's not the true me, but because of, depending on the scenario, if it's a meeting with the client or if it's something else, another YouTube channel that I have, it feels a little bit performative, and I really want to feel like myself. And talking to myself, talking those things through, really helped me to organize my thoughts and streamline my mind in a way that makes more sense than the scramble chaos that my mind is, especially at the moment. So yeah, so thank you for watching, and I will catch you next time. Bye.